Hey everyone, welcome back to another Wick Editor animation tutorial. This is going to be a morphing exercise, and this is a simple exercise that I'm having my students do to practice their morphing skills. So here I am in Wick. I'm going to go ahead and get the brush tool. I am drawing on a tablet, so I'm going to come up here and click on Enable Pressure. And I think I want a little bit of a bigger brush stroke, so I'm going to change it to a size of 30. Hopefully it's a little easier to see. I'm going to click up here where it says My Project, and I'm going to go ahead and save this project. I'm going to be morphing the letter A into the letter B, so I'll just go ahead and call it A into B. And then I'll come down here and I'll name my layer and come over here to the inspector, and I'll just call it Rough for my rough animation. All right, and I'm on frame 1, and I'm going to go ahead and just draw out my letter A. All right, kind of give it a little heavier line weight. Okay. And I can press E and just get in there and clean it up a little bit. Something like that. Okay, so now I want to go ahead and go to frame 3, and then I'm going to turn on my onion skinning so I can see. And in frame 3, I'm going to go ahead and draw the letter B. Okay, something like that. And I'll go ahead and there we go. Okay, so now I want to go ahead and I want to move the playhead to frame 2. And in frame 2, I'm then going to come over here on the timeline and I'm going to click on Add Frame. So now I'm in the middle here. So now I want to start figuring out, okay, this is going to be like the big morph pose. So what's the in-between pose between A and B? Where I came from and where I'm going. So I probably want to get somewhere in the middle. I probably want the line, the crossbar line, to move a little higher up. I probably want the left line to go somewhere in the middle, so something like that. Right? Maybe it's going to rotate up. And then I probably want something in between. So maybe it's starting to curve a little bit, and then it's starting to curve again a little bit, something like that, which looks a little bit like a dancing R. There we go, maybe something like that. Okay, good. So now I'm deciding that I kind of want another frame in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here frame 3, because I don't want to go just from that middle pose to B. I think it needs something else. So I'm going to take frame 3 and just drag it to the right, and now it's on frame 4. But you can see what Wick does is it made frame 2 longer. So the way to fix that is just go back here. I'm now on frame 3, click on Add Frame, and now I've got a new empty frame that's somewhere in the middle. So again, I'm going to go ahead and draw. I'm going to draw a little closer to the finishing B, bring the bottom down, maybe make that side come out a little bit. Just do something like that. Okay, come back here and go ahead and get somewhere a little closer. Just getting a little closer, get the outer edge up here, a little bit closer, and something like that. Okay, so now if I turn on onion skinning and I press play, you can see it's happening way too fast. So the way that I can slow this down is instead of each frame only lasting 1 frame, I'm going to make each frame last 2 frames. So the way you do that is I'm going to click on frame 2, then I'm going to hold down the shift key and click on frame and click on the last frame. Okay, so frame 2, shift click on frame 4. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move these frames to the right by 1. And by doing that, frame 1 now expands and it's now lasting 2 frames. So I'm going to repeat this now. I'm now going to select frame 3, shift click on frame 4, and then I'm going to go ahead and drag them to the right by 1. And now you can see frame 2 is now lasting 2 frames. I'm going to repeat this again. Click on frame 4, drag it to the right just a little bit, and move it to the right, and you can see that it should move. I'm getting some weird results. Okay. Okay, so there I go. I got frame 3 to last for 2 frames. And then for the final frame, frame 4, I can just extend that by putting my mouse pointer on the right-hand side and clicking and dragging, and that manually extends it. So now each of these frames is now lasting 2 frames. So now it's a little bit slower, which is better. I could go in and clean up each frame. I kind of like the hand-drawn, handwritten look. I think, though, if I look from frame 1, which is the A, to frame 2, where it's sort of looks like a B or an R, I feel like there should be something else in between there. I feel like that's too much of a change. So I'll go to frame 2. Actually, what I'll do is I'll select frame 2, I'll shift click and select frame 4, and I'll drag all of them down, okay? And then I'll come here to frame 1 and I'll go ahead and insert a new keyframe. Turn on onion skinning, and so that way now I've got a new frame right here in the middle, and I can see kind of where I'm going. I'm going to extend the onion skinning threshold, so that's this little red bar down here. I'm just going to extend that so I can see where I'm coming from. Here's the A, and then where I'm going, which is that sort of middle A. So now I need something in between here. So again, I'll go ahead and try to draw something in between. The top part, I don't want it to be as pointy, but I want it to be a little pointy. Maybe the crossbar is something in between there. And maybe that leg there is just starting to curve. So just the suggestion of a curve, something like that. Okay. All right, and it's already lasting 2 frames, so that's good. Turn off onion skinning, and I'll press play again. Okay, so that's starting to feel a lot more natural. So I ended up with 5 keyframes, each frame lasting for 2 frames, and that looks pretty all right. Okay, I will just finish by clicking on export. I will export as a video and let it do its thing. Once the video is done, it'll turn into green, but it still looks like it's exporting, but it's not. Once it turns to green, it's done, and it should have downloaded. So there we go. So there's my video. I hope this helps you out. Morph animations are really great, and this was just a simple exercise leading up to a longer, more complex morph animation. Thanks very much. See you next time.